Hi, I'm Matt Taverna, and this is my do-it-yourself vlog. Tonight I'm actually going to talk about how to create a story. Now, in my opinion, there are three main points that one really needs to focus on when creating a story. First off being, you have to get inspiration from the world around you. Secondly, you have to brainstorm with that inspiration. You have to come up with, different ideas that you can use in the story. And then thirdly, you have to organize it and organize how you're going to present it on the paper, because you can't just throw like a jumble of words on the paper and call it good. So back to the first point, getting inspiration. This is actually, in my opinion, probably the easiest of the three steps because it's literally everywhere. Inspiration is everywhere. From the good things that happen in your life to the bad things that happen in your life to your dog that you love so dearly, or Uncle Steve who likes to get drunk and crash weddings and stuff. He could be a funny character for a story. That's inspiration, and then with that inspiration that you get from everywhere, you just have to be able to find it. Once you find it, you collect it, and then you move into the second stage, which is brainstorming. Now, brainstorming obviously is very important, though it's actually harder than you would think, because sometimes you have this inspiration and you can't figure out what to do with it. That's why brainstorming is so important, because you have this inspiration, you don't know what to do with it, so you just think. You could just sit in your room for an hour trying to figure out how to make this inspiration work. And throughout that hour, you have maybe a piece of paper that you write stuff down on. You come up with different characters, you come up with a setting, you come up with a plot line and all that kind of stuff. And you finally start to kind of formulate your story. You kind of start to put your ideas on a paper. Though it's not, of course, the final paper, but it's there, it's down. It's no longer just, a jumble mess in your head. You're now kind of figuring out where you want to go and how you want to get there, sort of. And now the most important, in my opinion anyway, the most important part of the three steps is organizing and presenting what you have from your brainstorming stage and putting it on a paper. You have to, with this stage, you have to put everything that you got, whether it be on this brainstorming paper or in your head, you have to put it on the final paper in such a way that the reader can read it easily and can follow it easily, or else they're just not going to want to, put in the effort to read a jumbled mess of nothingness. You have to make it easy and enjoyable for them. And that's something that can actually be pretty hard for a lot of writers, me included, because in this stage, you kind of start to realize that from the brainstorming stage, you have these characters, you have like this foundation, and then you might even have like where you want this foundation to end up, but you have no idea how to get here. Like in between, you have no idea how to get from this introduction, this hook that makes the reader go, wow, that was cool, I want to figure out what happens to these characters or what happens to this world. And then to get it from here to this conclusion, which was, wow, that was awesome, I hope they write more so I can figure out what happens, or that was just a really satisfying ending. Because it's like writing an essay almost. Like we all have written essays in the past for school. You have the introduction, you have the conclusion, and then the body. I mean, you have this, for a story, you have this hook. You introduce the characters, introduce the story, like the setting, and then but you have to then get it to this point. That's the conclusion that everyone's like, wow, that was awesome, or wow, that's really sad, or whatever it is. And then through this part, you bring back the brainstorming, you bring back the inspiration, and come up with the middle. And that's basically how you write a story. So, to recap, you have to get inspiration, then you have to brainstorm with that inspiration, and then you have to organize and present your story in a professional and entertaining way. So that has been how to write a story, and I thank you.